Hello and welcome back to Amazing Chest. Today we'll be trying to beat every required boss in the game while playing as one of my favorite bosses ever, the Nameless King. The rules of the challenge are simple. We play on max new game difficulty, every boss's HP is doubled, and we have to defeat every required boss in the game. The challenge ends when we defeat the soul of Cinder or when we give up. In this particular run, since we are playing as such a powerful enemy, we will not be using any phantoms. We'll also do our best to beat the game without doubling our own HP. This makes it so that even bosses like Gundyr can compete with us. Huge thank you to Pantagana and Mr. Prop for teaching me how to rebind animations. Because of them, we'll be able to access most of the Nameless King's moves. I'm just going to tell you now, we have our work cut out for us. While our movement speed is actually insane, our attacks, with the exception of one, are very, very slow. I think that's about everything. Without any further ado, let's jump. Wait, what is that sound? Who is this? How did you get my...
When is the Undead Cleric run?
You're not even on my friends list.
Are you doing it soon?
Yeah, I'll get there eventually. We still have so many other bosses.
I don't care about those.
Nobody wants to see an Undead Cleric run. How did you get my... Gundyr, old buddy, old pal. We meet again. Oh, this is not looking good for you. It feels so good to finally be able to use that move. Whoa, that is really hard to aim. Okay, looks like we can use this to move around. Let's see what this does. Nice! This is not a good matchup for Gundyr, by the way. Out of every element, he has the least amount of resistance to lightning. This move is so sick. Okay, wait a second. I thought this was going to be easy. We are dead even right now. Oh, we got the poise break. That move is good. There it is. Just like that, Gundyr is down. All right, let's see what you got for it. That did less than I thought it would. Oh, that did 1,000,000. Jeez, the cooldown on that move is ridiculous. Nope, not today. I have no idea how that missed. How did that miss? That did peanuts. Uh-oh, we can't move here. We just have to take it. That's weird. He did one slam there. He usually does 3. Yeah, the damage on this is good, but I don't know if we can afford to trade with him. He has 3 times my HP. Wait a second, this move is fast. Like, really fast. Hold on. I think we still have a chance. I think we still have a chance. No. No. That wasn't bad for a first attempt. For my next one, I tried using this move as my primary attack because it did decent damage and it was also quick enough to let me dodge. I also found that if I space this move correctly, then I can simultaneously dodge and attack at the same time. Vork goes into his final form here and I try using the aerial attack, but I underestimate his speed and mistime it. We pay the price and eat way too much damage in the process. Frost Breath is incoming, and fun fact, our bird is actually weak to this, but we're somewhat resistant. Our bird friend is also extremely weak to lightning. Maybe that's how we tamed it. We get some more quick attacks in here, and I'm doing my best to watch for incoming attacks. I notice that our lightning bolt does really good poise damage, and we get a clutch interruption on Vork here. I managed to avoid his attack, but I land right in front of him, and... For attempt number 3, we stick to the quick slash, but our game plan has changed slightly. We needed ways to avoid damage, and the 2 best ways to do that were to use this move to dodge attacks or stagger Vork while he's in the middle of doing a slower one. Our new strategy works like a charm, and before we know it, Vork is back in his second phase. It was in this match when I started to realize that it's easier to avoid attacks if I lock off while I'm in the middle of, I'm just going to call this move Riding the Storm. So keep a lookout for that because we'll be doing that a lot this run. We get another crucial poise break, but Vork quickly retaliates with the same move that defeated us last time. One quick slash into Storm Rider, and this run's first formidable foe is in the books. The next few bosses weren't anything to write home about. You might have noticed that we almost died to the deacons, but it wasn't until we got to Pontiff when things started to pick up. We open up with a Storm Rider to avoid his initial signature thrust, and then I make a mistake here by going for this slow horizontal slash. This is the one where he shoots a gust of wind at you. It's a good move, but we take way too much damage going for it here. Things are not looking great so far, but we do bring him into a second phase and escape getting blown up as he transforms. Storm Rider is becoming our bread and butter. It is a phenomenal and essential move for getting through this run. This is the best move you want to see Pontiff go for. We get another 4k damage as the clone comes out, and then things are coming down to the wire. We've done a good job bringing this back so far. We go for 2 quick slashes and he brings us into 1-hit territory. He goes for his projectile here and we fly right over and finish him off with a sick thrust. That was a good fight. The Abyss Watcher's fight isn't too bad given that many of our moves have an area of effect. The fact that we can attack so many at once makes getting to the second phase easy enough, but if you aren't careful then they will poise break you. The second phase is another story though. Despite his lightning weakness, the Embered Abyss Watcher's mobility and speed were a problem. If we didn't think of something soon, we were gonna lose. After taking a beating, we get some quick hits off and this move seems to knock him over. If we just time it correctly, then we should be able to do this without taking any more damage. We knock him down one last time and we both lunge at each other, but our attack connects first, winning us the fight with just 136 HP remaining. Insane. Next up is everyone's favorite slug and our challenge's residential villain, Aldrich. We kick off the fight with some quick slashes and it's our lucky day because he doesn't go for the arrows. After dodging a bit of magic, we trade with Aldrich and we land one of these. This looks like a direct hit too. You want to make sure you always hit the human part of Aldrich when you can for the extra damage. When Aldrich does go underground, rather than sit around waiting for him to come back up, I found that timing this attack gives you a chance to hit him with the residual lightning. I time another one here and we're doing really well so far. With our excellent movement speed, we dodge some magic and land 3 more hits. I go for a Storm Rider just to create some more distance and uh-oh, here come the arrows. After some more running around, yes, first try Aldrich, let's go. Spoiler alert, this is where the run starts to get ridiculously difficult. Oh no, she's a tank. Okay, let's back up here and see what she goes for. That is not a fair trade. Yeah, I don't think we can keep this up. Oh, we interrupted her. Let's try to capitalize. That's not good. That really would have hurt if we got hit by it. Good dodge here. Ouch. We are 1 hit away. Maybe I could try to cheese her from behind the pillar. She almost spun on us. That could have been bad. I'll just hit and run one of these and... No! No! For my next few attempts, I tried adopting the same strategy we used versus the Embered Abyss Watcher, which was basically timing the Storm Rider move, and we did have some success, but the cramped arena made it really awkward to move around, and the dancer would just punish us after we landed. After about 2 hours of attempts, this happened. Yeah, this is the best way to do it. We'll just Storm Rider right before she attacks and then lock off so that we can end up behind a pillar. We can get away with it because we do damage at the beginning of the move and not just at the end. We're getting close. Let's go for some hits here. No, this is bad. I think we live though. Come on, we gotta move.
Hey, you. Finally awake.
It was time to stop messing around. The match starts and we go for Fire Breath. The dancer has average fire absorption, so we do respectable damage, but most importantly, we're flying. We cannot be touched. Once the move ends, we do have to land back on the ground though, so we are vulnerable for a short period of time. The dancer doesn't really have what it takes to capitalize on our brief moment of vulnerability. All we have to do is keep flying, and we win. Things weren't as simple with Yhorm though. I can't even move around the arena, this is terrible. I know Yhorm's immune to fire, but let's go for it anyway. Amazing. Yeah, the King of the Storm is very frail and we can't change phases while we're controlling the enemy. We're gonna have to rely on the Nameless King here. Yhorm hits hard and he's slow, making him a great target for the hit and run strategy we've been using. As long as we time this correctly and we don't get unlucky with the attack he chooses to follow up with, we can win. Side note, I tried cheesing him with the residual lightning, but the attack was just too slow and he would always get a hit off on us before we could move. Since Yhorm has upwards of 50,000 HP, trading with him basically guarantees our loss. The last thing I'll say is that Yhorm's arena is not ideal for the Nameless King either, but I guess that makes sense though. It really adds some perspective behind why our own boss arena is so big. The Nameless King really needs all of that space to move around. We take down Yorm and we're off to the Dragon Slayer. Yorm is the last boss of this run that you can beat without doubling your own HP. If you remember, all the way up until this fight, we've had our standard new game plus 7 HP and every boss has had their HP doubled. The reason for this was to keep things interesting. I mean, Dark Souls is supposed to be hard, and I think that difficulty is what makes these runs fun to watch. Let me know what your take on that is in the comments though. I'm really curious to see what you guys think. Back to the fight, I honestly think the Dragon Slayer is the Nameless King's most difficult matchup. We can't beat him one-on-one even with our HP double too. He's got massive resistances to all 3 of our damage types. How does our bird fare though? We tag in our bird and it's time to find out if the Dragon Slayer can live up to his name. We throw some flames and it isn't long before the armor is poise broken. He even tries blocking some of the flames, but they're too strong and we're able to bypass his guard. It soon becomes apparent that the Dragon Slayer armor actually does have a move that can hit us in the air, and as luck would have it, we are also weak to that move. Thankfully he doesn't go for it again and we're able to bring the Dragon Slayer armor to his knees. Kneel, peasant! Hey, I mean, we are a king after all, right? A couple flamethrowers later and we finish him off with a stomp. I think it's definitely safe to say that we could not have beaten him without the bird. If you've seen any of my previous runs, then you know how bad the twins can be. Lorien goes for the same teleport at the start of every match, so we just use our Storm Rider move to deal some quick damage and avoid it. We have to be cautious in this run because we are somewhat weak to fire, at least according to the wiki anyway. I wouldn't call it a true weakness though. I mean, it's just one of the damage types that we have the least amount of absorption to. Our defenses are actually pretty decent. Before long, Lorien is in his second phase, and thank God this arena is bigger than the previous ones because now we can dodge at will. This move is so good for this fight for obvious reasons, but more so this one because it has the potential to hit both princes at the same time. I know I've been saying it this entire run, but our movement speed is insane. It's on par with the mimics and we're able to avoid Lothric's magic and Lorien's teleport attacks as a result. This crazy interaction happens where I end up running straight up the wall Matrix style and canceling my animation by landing on a stair. It doesn't really help because we still get hit anyway, but at least it looked cool. We finish Lorien, but of course he gets revived. After a bit more back and forth, we bait the duo into attacking us and then finish them off with our favorite move. Now it's time to pay a visit to our father. Sort of. The only remaining boss was the Soul of Cinder, and lucky for us, he's most weak to... Wait, what the f***? How did you get in here? This is the final boss's arena.
When is the undead cleric run?
Are you serious right now? Anyway, as I was saying, technically we're most weak to fire and he's most weak to lightning. Pair that with the fact that we can't change phases and it's pretty much anyone's game. We get a poise break from Storm Rider and things are looking really good. This might be easier than I thought. We go for 2 of these because we're healthy and I want to see how much it does. Unsurprisingly, it rips right through Cinder's poise, so I just keep on using it. He turns the tables and gets a poise break on me, but it doesn't really lead to much. Cinder's getting poise broken so often now that you'd think he's wearing robes or something, but his poise is 170 and ours is 215. For reference, the Dragon Slayer armors is 300. He switches to the Great Spear, but we do not give him a chance to heal. In phase 2, he's just as frail. The residual lightning from this move knocks him over, and I try to capitalize with a few quick attacks. He's still got some fight left in him though. 2 more quick Storm Riders and the run is finished. Beautiful! Another one in the books. Let's go.